Hello, and welcome to Know Before You Go for Ascension Sunday. I'm Father Scott Steinkerchner, and this is Ascension Sunday, not Ascension Thursday. You see, the Ascension really should be on Thursday. It's 40 days after Easter that Jesus ascended into heaven, like we have the 40 days before the crucifixion that Lent was, that period of 40 days, bracketing either side. And then 10 more days after this, we have Pentecost, which we mentioned here. Holy Spirit comes down, tongues of fire, people speak it in all sorts of strange languages. That's 50 days, Pentecost, 50 days, 10 days after the 40 days of Jesus' walking around on the earth after his resurrection. And then again, this is the ascension of Jesus into heaven, not the assumption of Mary into heaven, which we don't have a visual on. So we don't think of it in the same way. So let's get into the readings. We have two versions of the ascension. We have the version from Acts, which is written by the same author as Luke, and then the version from the Gospel of Mark. And they're a wee bit different. They all have a thing to say. And then we have in between, the second reading is from Paul's letter to the Ephesians. And I think it ties the themes together nicely. So this time of ascension, Jesus walked the earth for 40 days. He taught them things. And then we're going to hear in the gospel, he tells them, no, wait, I'm going, but you wait in Jerusalem for the Holy Spirit to come. What's that? I don't know. You'll know it when it comes, and it will give you power. So the disciples then ask him, Lord, are you going to at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? And he answered them, it's not for you to know. No one knows that. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, throughout Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. You hear that interesting power struggle. They're still thinking that the Messiah is going to reestablish the sovereignty, the greatness of Israel. He says, no, you will have power. Of course, that power will help them do wondrous things, which we'll hear of in the gospel, but it won't save their lives. It isn't that kind of power. They'll all die martyrs' deaths. So after he says that, he starts floating up into heaven on a cloud. And it says, two men dressed in white garments stood beside them, appeared, and said, Men of Galilee, why are you standing there looking up at the sky? This Jesus who has been taken up from you into heaven will return the same way you've seen him going into heaven. It's while he's ascending that they're saying this. What do you mean, why? Look, can't you see? Where else would you be looking? What else would you be doing but gazing at that sight and wondering about it? This is a perfect metaphor, image of the contemplative life. Gazing heavenward at Jesus, where he was the last time you saw him and you don't see him anymore. But you're trying to understand that mystery. Opening yourself to what is going on. Doing nothing. Waiting. And see, that's what Jesus told them to do. Until the Holy Spirit comes, just wait in Jerusalem. It'll be 10 more days, or liturgically for you and I, it'll be a week. So then we have Mark's account. And Jesus said to his disciples, go into the whole world, proclaim the gospel to every creature, right, like he had told them. But there's no waiting. He tells them they will drive out demons. People who believe will drive out demons, speak new languages, pick up serpents, be able to drink poison without harm, lay their hands on the sick and they'll recover. And then off he goes. This is that active life that the Spirit gives us. In contemplation, God touches us and gifts us. And then Jesus tells us, with those gifts you received, go out and use them. We have things for you to do. That's the active life of prayer. So there's a time to contemplate, be quiet, sit, wait, open yourself to the mystery, and a time to go out and do, spread that good news. How do we know which time is which? Well, Jesus kind of tells us, you'll know. You'll know. And it's for each of us to work out. So this is how then the second reading ties these two together. The letter to the Ephesians, Paul tells people to live in a manner worthy of the call you've received, with all humility, gentleness, patience, bearing with one another through love. That's living contemplatively, bearing with one another, loving one another. It's not doing anything. It's living in harmony with one another, growing into that unity of heart and spirit and mind that we're called to. But then Paul goes on, but grace was given to each of us according to the measure of Christ's gift. And he gave some as apostles, others as prophets, others as evangelists, and he keeps going, saying, each of those people need to use their gifts for the building up of the body as it was given them, not someone else's gifts. Your gifts, use them. So we live with one another contemplatively in love and humility and patience. And from that, then, we hear the Spirit are given the gifts to go out and do the work that is unique to each of us. That balance of the contemplative and active spiritual lives. This time of ascension, when Jesus goes, but the Spirit hasn't been given, is a time to really think about that for ourselves. Has the Spirit been given to you yet? Is it time to wait and open to the mystery, sitting quietly? Or is it time for you to go out and preach the good news? You know, God knows. Search your heart and ask Him. God bless you.